We're very happy to report 2.8% quarter-on-quarter revenue growth. It's a 12.8% YOY revenue growth. Our revenues came in at $1.722 billion, up 1.9% in dollar terms and 11.5% on YOY terms. Our net income was at $301 million, down 1.3% quarter-on-quarter and 14.2% year-on-year. We've had about 12 transformational wins this quarter. Our growth has been broad-based. If I have to break down where the 2.8% quarter-on-quarter revenue growth came in from, it's pretty well balanced. If you look at geographies, North America came up on the top of the charts, 5.5% quarter-on-quarter growth. Europe was a little bit soft from this quarter perspective. There was a minus 2.3% growth. But of course, that is to be seen on the back of a 16 or 17% growth that we had in the last quarter in Europe. When you look at the service lines, we had all service lines growing well. Of course, the infrastructure services grew 4.4% quarter-on-quarter, and this is on the back of a 16% quarter-on-quarter growth that we had in infrastructure business in the last quarter. Our engineering services grew 2% plus. Our BPO business grew 2% plus. Our application business grew 1.4%. A lot of our growth in application services is coming from some of the new solutions around Beyond Digital and IoT Works and some of the new generation services. In terms of vertical segments, if I have to call out three top performing vertical segments for this quarter, financial services, we had a very good quarter with 5.5% quarter-on-quarter growth. Life sciences and healthcare had about 8% plus quarter-on-quarter growth, and retail CPG had a 7.7% quarter-on-quarter growth. Manufacturing and public services were a little bit soft from quarter-on-quarter perspective, but if you really look at the year-on-year trends, both of them are clocking in very, very impressive double-digit growths from a year-on-year perspective. Given our performance in this quarter and our confidence of our revenues and margins in the coming quarters, we retain our guidance of 12 to 14% constant currency growth in revenue terms, and we are also maintaining our EBIT guidance to be within the 19.5% to 20.5% EBIT margins. If you really look at the deals that we have won, we've won deals across all service lines. We had some good significant wins in our core momentum services, which is what we call as Mode 1 services, which are really agile and lean and service-oriented businesses. We had a win in a European very large bank for a significant amount of infrastructure services, predominantly around end-user computing services. We've had several wins in the application space, in the engineering space, as well as the infrastructure space. What's very important is to call out a number of our wins had a significant component of our Mode 2 services. Mode 2 are what we call as experience-centric and business outcome-oriented services, which is our Beyond Digital, IoT Works, cloud and cybersecurity services. The way we are positioning ourselves in the industry is, if you really look at the client spend, there is a discretionary component and a non-discretionary component. The non-discretionary is what is getting addressed through our Mode 1 services, where efficiency, agility, lean, automation are the key drivers, where a dry ice autonomics framework is really delivering practical results on the ground, which is demonstrated in our EBIT growth year-on-year basis. If you look at the non-discretionary spend, there are two categories of non-discretionary spend, and this is something we have very clearly identified as non-discretionary spend, which is focused on some incremental transformations, and the non-discretionary spend, which is focused on disruptive transformation. Our Mode 2 services are all around how can you really reimagine your business and create disruptions in the industry and help the 21st century enterprises to really lead in the digital age. So whether it is Beyond Digital, where we are using design thinking as the fundamental lever and using digital technologies to reimagine and rewire businesses, or IoT Works, where we are really combining our capabilities in engineering services, our industry-leading infrastructure services, and our application capability to really bring in value propositions to our clients, which is just not an IT solution. It's really all business outcome-oriented solutions. And our Mode 3 services, which is really products and platforms, we continue to accelerate our growth in these areas. We had announced a partnership last quarter, and that's already started yielding revenues. Anil will provide more color on that in the subsequent commentary.